Coming up, what we know so far about a fire on campus under investigation. And later, an update on some furry friends in need of a helping hand.
Iowa opens a new season with their first kid captain.
Another hot weekend is up ahead in Iowa City.
All that and more coming up on this Friday morning edition of DITV News.
Don't go anywhere. DITV News starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in live to DITV and KRUI 89.7 FM.
I'm Max Von Grease.
And I'm Ashley Wheel. A fire is under investigation as it was reported at the Iowa Advanced Technology Laboratory yesterday. Students and staff in the building at the time were forced to evacuate.
I was up working on the 4th floor and the alarms went off. I didn't think it was a lot, but as I came downstairs, I could definitely smell it, and you can see smoke coming up out of the side and the ceiling.
A hawk alert was sent out yesterday afternoon advising students to avoid the area. First responders were quick to arrive to the scene and the fire was contained. The fire left some damage to the lab exterior, but no injuries were reported. Classes will continue to remain inside the building with no major impacts to the building. And Johnson County decided in a unanimous vote to restart their reimbursement program for victims of sexual assault. The Johnson County Board of Supervisors voted 5-0 yesterday to pay $10,000 for emergency contraception for rape victims. The county's vote for funding is in response to the Iowa Attorney General's decision to stop funding for emergency contraception. The reimbursement fund will not come from taxpayers, but will come from the fines picked up from criminal penalties. And I know that the county had a lot of supporters for that, so I think they will be excited to see that follow through. And I think another thing that has a lot of supporters right now is this nice, not too hot weather that we've been having these past few days.
I agree, Ashley. With fall sports in full swing, I'm ready for the fall weather.
Me too, Max. Now let's check in with David, who is live outside with our weekend forecast.
Well, guys, it is a little bit chilly outside this morning, but I am in full support of this weather we've been having. I am live outside campus right now, and as students head to class, make sure you enjoy this nice cool breeze before things will quickly heat back up this afternoon. And today is panning out to be a sunny day, which will be accompanied by 85-degree weather, which will be a nice end to the school week. Tonight will be a cool temperature of 59 degrees as we move on to the weekend. Tomorrow will be the return of 90-degree weather, so make sure you're drinking plenty of water as you cheer on the Hawkeyes this weekend. Looking at the days ahead, the rest of the weekend will continue to be in the mid-90s. The beginning of the week will keep the same trend before cooling down. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, David. And 131 dogs were surrendered to animal shelters across Iowa City after being kept in unsafe puppy mill last week. Shelters like the Animal Care and Adoption Center are helping the animals with the help of donations. Shelters are also receiving potential new owners to help out these furry friends.
We do have about 17 applications from people out of state, from people in state that are wanting to adopt one of these dogs. So I don't think after they're all healthy, I don't think that they're going to be here very long.
And Animal Care and Adoption Center is still accepting donations of food and other pet supplies. Donations will help take care of the additional stray dogs that are being treated. And plans are in action. The Iowa Memorial Union has started their renovations a few months ago, and DITV reporter Samantha Belema has more on what's new at the IMU.
It's out with the old and in with the new. For the first time since 2007, the IMU is getting a makeover. Renovations began earlier this summer, and let me tell you, they're making some big changes.
We always want everybody to come down, so increasing foot traffic here is always good for us. It's good for students.
The renovation features many new and exciting additions, like this ice cream shop that features Heinz local ice cream, a newly renovated bookstore, an updated clothing closet and food bank, and my personal favorite, a fully stocked Starbucks cafe.
Here is the Old Gold Creamery. It's one of the coolest projects to be finalized at the IMU.
With a selection of 8 different flavors, it really should take the edge off of this summer heat for Iowa students.
So we solicited input from students and staff about the name and landed on Old Gold Creamery.
Next up is the almost finished Iowa bookstore, and it's back and looking better than ever. The university partnered with Hawk Shops, and together they wanted a new look for the store for when potential Hawkeyes take their tour of the campus. And our final stop is the IMU's Clothing and Food Drive Centers. They are now in a more central location for easy access to any Iowa student.
Having access to the clothing closet and the food pantry before, where it was super hidden and really hard to find, the fact that it's now in a more accessible place is really good.
The renovation has a goal of being finalized by next August and before the 2024 fall semester. From the Iowa Memorial Union, Samantha Bielema, DITV.
And keeping up with the updates, David is still live outside with the latest national news on Hurricane Idalia.
Thanks, Ashley. And Hurricane Idalia barreled through Florida and parts of Georgia on Wednesday and continued throughout the Carolinas yesterday. The Category 3 storm reached winds as high as 125 miles per hour, tearing apart towns and sending seawater surging down the streets. Idalia has moved offshore and was downgraded to a tropical storm, but it's still causing damage. About 300,000 people were still without power across the 4 states yesterday morning, but luckily so far no hurricane-related deaths were confirmed. Flood advisories are still in place across Florida. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, David. And residents of Slater Hall have been dealing with an influx of unwanted pests. It has been reported that there have been several sightings of mice and cockroaches in the bathrooms and dorm rooms. University Housing and Dining has taken an initiative by setting traps and treatments to help with the issue. A few tips from Director of Housing and Dining is to avoid this are to make sure food is being stored in containers in high areas, and also make sure to get rid of any cardboard that the cockroaches could get into. And as the school year begins, the theater department prepares for their upcoming season. DITV reporter Madison Johnson has more on the upcoming shows to look forward to.
I think the great thing about our season is there's a little bit of something for everyone.
Every year, the University of Iowa Theater Department puts on shows showcasing the skills of the students within the department, and this year is no exception. Here at the theater building, the University of Iowa's main stage will be showing Macbeth and Into the Woods at the Maybe Theater, along with In Red and Brown Water, Men in Boots, and Dance Nation at the David Thayer Theater. And the University of Iowa strives to set their production of Macbeth apart from the rest.
We're not setting it in Scotland necessarily at all. We haven't Scotland is mentioned because it is in the play, but we're thinking of it more in a sort of nebulous time and place.
Along with these shows, the theater department will showcase the work of undergraduate and graduate playwrights currently attending the university.
All student-written, student-directed, student-designed, so that's always really exciting.
With a strong mix of classic and contemporary pieces, this semester is shaping up to be better than ever. Tickets for these shows can be found at the Hancher box office website, $5 for University of Iowa students and $20 for adults. From the University of Iowa Theater Building, I'm Madison Johnson, DITV.
I am so excited to see what students make out of those shows coming up. And Max, I know you are excited for a different kind of show this weekend, and don't worry, I am too. Can you fill us in on some more of the excitement that we can expect tomorrow?
Yeah, Ashley. Iowa's entering tomorrow's game 25th in the nation, and many are expecting the Hawks to make quick work out of the Utah State Aggies. Last season, Utah State went 6-7 on the year and finished 7th in the Mountain West, so a loss to them would be a disaster for the Hawks, especially since Kirk Ferentz announced that Cade McNamara is expected to play tomorrow. But he still is a game-time decision, so there's still a chance that backup quarterback Deacon Hill sees the field. And earlier in the week, we heard McNamara talk about how pumped he is to swarm with his teammates in Kinnick. Well, he's not the only one ready for tomorrow. DITV sports reporter Sarah Galla has more on the excitement in the air in Iowa City.
And the time is now Iowa Hawkeyes. In just around 24 hours, these gates will open up behind me and fans will be rushing in for the first game of the school year. Come along with me to interview students about their overall thoughts and opinions about this upcoming football season. How excited are you for this football season, and what are you expecting from the team?
I'm pretty excited. It's a new year, fresh start. I hope they win. I hope they win a lot of games.
And when I asked these students who they wanted to see most this season, there was only one answer.
Cade McNamara.
Cade McNamara.
Cade, our new quarterback. Hopefully he can make the team improve. Hopefully they just have better chemistry on the field. And hopefully they can just ball out.
And there are so many aspects of the game that the fans can't wait to see.
I think when the athletes come out, it's the most electrifying part of Kinnick Stadium. It's what I really enjoy about it.
Definitely the wave, very emotional. You can see the kids so clearly when you're waving up at them, and it just really warms your heart.
And with the game being sold out tomorrow, the stadium should be electric. From Kinnick Stadium, I'm Sarah Gala, DITV Sports.
Thanks, Sarah. And while it's a big weekend for every Hawkeye, it's especially special for one young girl. DITV Assistant News Director Johnny Valtman has more.
As the Iowa football season kicks off tomorrow, the Hawkeyes will be joined on the field by the first kid captain of the year, Gracelyn Springer. Gracelyn was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma when she was 8 years old back in 2020. Brain surgery was required to remove the tumor from her head.
A lot of children have more adaptive competence than I think we understand or give them credit for, and Gracelyn is a shining example.
Marty, Gracelyn's father, was with her during the surgery and at her side during her rounds of chemotherapy and radiation.
I was trying to balance making the most of every day I had with Gracelyn, trying to get smiles and take it all in.
Being from Eastern Iowa, her mother Kelsey applied Gracelyn to be a kid captain for the opportunity to make a wonderful memory.
Keep fighting in a different way, as in enjoying life, enjoying every moment, making new experiences, doing new things. And so this, I feel like, is a great opportunity for her to do that.
Now cancer-free and in the 5th grade, Gracelyn is ready to take the field with the Hawkeyes for their season opener.
Probably to see all the other captains and be on the field and stuff.
Gracelyn's cast, which has been signed by multiple Hawkeye football players and coaches, and she is both excited and nervous for the game tomorrow. From the University of Iowa, Johnny Valtman, DITV.
Thank you, Johnny. What a wonderful story. Gracelyn, we are all with you. And heading out west, the Nebraska volleyball team sold out Memorial Stadium on Wednesday to break the record as the most attended women's sporting event ever. DITV sports reporter AJ Reister is live outside Kinnick, where the women's basketball team looks to have a similar idea in October.
That's right, Max. The University of Iowa is hosting their very own crossover right behind me at Kinnick Stadium on October 15th. And after seeing the atmosphere at Memorial Stadium on Wednesday, Hawkeye fans are certainly excited to see the kind of atmosphere they can create for their women's basketball team. 92,003 was the official attendance count for the game on Wednesday. Now, Kinnick Stadium can't hold that many people, but as of right now, over 40,000 tickets have already been sold for the scrimmage, and tickets are still on sale at the Hawkeye Sports website. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Ashley, I think crossover at Kinnick may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You get to see one of the best women's basketball teams in the nation with the best player in the nation and the best stadium in the nation. What's better than that, Ashley?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but it will surely be a night to remember. And another thing you might remember is a giant panda named Tien Tien celebrated his 26th birthday this week. He has been at the Smithsonian Zoo for 20 years. Tien Tien, his mate, and their cub will be heading back to China in December. This comes as a part of an agreement the zoo has made with a Chinese conservation group. To celebrate his last birthday in America, zookeepers gifted Tien Tien a cake made out of fruit, carrots, sweet potatoes, and honey. Fans of Tien Tien have until October 1st to celebrate the bear's birthday, either in person at the zoo or on the zoo's Panda Cam. Isn't that adorable? And thank you so much for tuning into DITV News and listening to KRUI 89.7 FM.
Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday.
For DITV News, I'm Ashley Wheel.
And I'm Max Von Gries. Have a fantastic Friday.